Hey guys, Fletch the Football Observer here, and today's video is going to be another transfer talking video, another transfer talking episode in which I round up some of the biggest transfer rumours and transfer dealings that have happened within the past 24 hours or so in the world of football. So, without further ado, let's begin. We're going to kick things off with arguably the biggest story of the past 24 hours, and that is the fact that Real Madrid have made their first signing of the summer, and it is of Luka Jovic, now formerly of Frankfurt. The fee for this transfer is believed to be somewhere within the region of £52 million, but it is being kept undisclosed. And the contract length is believed to be 6 years on this deal. The fee, as we said, is in excess of £50 million and is said to be a lot more of a profit made for Frankfurt than the £7 million that they paid for him a few months ago when they actually made his signing from Benfica, his now former club, to Frankfurt when that deal came off, as Jovic has just been on a 2-year loan spell with Frankfurt from Benfica. So, to put it in simple terms, earlier this year his parent club was Benfica. He was on loan at Frankfurt for the past couple of years. Frankfurt activated a clause in his contract to sign him for £7 million, and then Real Madrid in the past 24 hours have taken him off Frankfurt's hands within a few months of actually signing him on a permanent deal. The striker, he's had a really good season. He's had a very good season. He's only 21 years old, but he made his name in the German league, and he's also made his name in Europe during Frankfurt's quite successful Europa League campaign, in which they got to the semi-finals of the competition before being knocked out by the eventual winners of Chelsea through the means of a penalty shootout. He has scored 27 goals in 48 appearances in all competitions this season for the German club, and this really does signal Real Madrid's first signal of intent, shall we say, for this coming transfer window. This really signals their first sign of rebuilding, and they've made quite the statement here by signing this wonder kid who, like I say, within the past year or so has really been gaining notoriety across Europe especially. He's Serbian, he's been capped 4 times by his country, and we can expect to see and hear a lot more of Luka Jovic in the coming future. For our next story, we're going to go to Liverpool, and it's been confirmed by the club that within the past 24 hours, Alberto Moreno and Daniel Sturridge will both be leaving Anfield when their current contracts run out at the end of the season. Of course, this is days after their Champions League triumph that both players have been announced to be leaving the club, as it had been speculated for some time that this was going to happen and that no contract extension of any kind was going to become apparent for either player. But yes, it has been confirmed that both players will be leaving Anfield for a free transfer at the end of the season. As to where both players could end up next season, Moreno, this has been no secret now for some time. Moreno's future at Liverpool was pretty much a certainty. He had been on the bench for most of Liverpool's season this year. Andy Robertson had overtaken him, but he was the subject of an incredible piece of speculation that linked him with a move to Barcelona. Obviously, the rumours mill started spinning on him when they found out that his contract ran out at the end of the season, and there was heavy speculation linking him with a move to Barcelona for a free transfer when his contract runs out in the summer, but that seems to have cooled off a little bit. But either way, I still probably would expect Moreno to go back to Spain this summer. I don't think many teams in England would want to take a chance on him considering that going forward he looks pretty decent, but defending wise he was always left with a bit of a question mark over his head. And as far as Daniel Sturridge goes, there's nothing concrete yet as to where his next destination is likely to be. But you can safely say that if the team that he does go to can keep him fit and can keep him healthy, they have got one of the best finishers in the Premier League currently. So if he does stay in the Premier League, I would back him to stay in the Premier League, but whichever team they go to, if they can keep him fit and healthy, they have one of the best finishers in that league. And if I'm looking at in England and I'm looking in the Premier League, I can honestly see maybe a Wolves or a Leicester or a Watford probably taking him on as maybe a little bit of a gamble, considering, like I said, his fitness issues and stuff. But like I said, if they can keep him fit, he can easily bag you 10, 15 goals a season, maybe even more, if he can get a relevant run, a consistent run of games and can stay fit. Our next story centres around Marcos Alonso of Chelsea, as today Atletico Madrid are reportedly looking even more confident and are making progress apparently in the pursuit of the Chelsea left back. He's 28 years old, he's made 39 appearances this past season, scoring 4 goals and creating 7 assists throughout, but it looks like his time at Chelsea could be coming to an end. He's a left back who's actually a better left wing back. He's fallen sort of out of favour this season with the Blues faithful because of a string of poor performances. Since moving from Antonio Conte's back 5 to Maurizio Sarri's back 4, he's had to adjust his position from a left wing back to a left back, which doesn't seem like much of a positional change, but considering that it is a positional change and it sort of relies more on a defensive responsibility more, it is quite a change, and that is exactly what has happened with Alonso. And people have started to find out that Alonso may be a good left wing back when he's playing as a 5, but defensively he's not that great when it comes to playing as a 4. And that brings me up to my next point of his defensive discipline is something that has been questioned over time at Chelsea, especially this season. Simeone prides himself on having a team that is solid defensively and disciplined and doesn't like to give much space away, so they're hard to break down. Does Alonso fit in with that? From what I've just told you, you'd say no. You'd say that no, he does not fit that kind of solid defensive structure at all that Simeone prides himself on. It's not exactly his strong suit, but maybe Simeone's seen something in this guy that maybe he can work on and mould and get something out of. Remember, Felipe Luis isn't getting any younger. He's possibly on the way out of Atletico, so they are looking to add some depth to that left back position. Alonso from Chelsea, I'm sure the Blues fans would definitely say yes to this. So it's really up in the air on this one as to whether Atletico can get this done or not. And for our final story, yes, there weren't that many stories around today. There was just that one major story and a few other stories. We may as well add this one. Phil Jagielka is to leave Everton after 12 years of service at Goodison Park. Jagielka signed for Everton from Sheffield United back in 2007, went on to make 385 appearances for the Toffees in all competitions, but it's been confirmed that he will be leaving Everton this summer when his contract comes to an end after a 12-year stay. The 36-year-old will leave Goodison Park this summer, and his next move will be interesting to say the least. He's had an injury hit past few years, so it feels like he can. If he feels like he can still play at his age, despite his injuries and everything that's gone on, it will be interesting to see where he goes. I can't imagine it being anywhere higher than championship level. You know, maybe he could do what John Terry did, which was just go down to the championship for a year or something, because I don't think really time is on his side anymore. Maybe it could be some sort of coaching role next for him, or maybe it could be some sort of coaching role and player sort of contract type that he may go for, maybe a bit of both, so he can learn whilst also being a servant to another team. I don't know. There's definitely, the options are definitely open for Jagielka as the English centre-back now ponders his next move after life after Goodison. And that wraps up the second episode of Transfer Talk. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of the stories that I've put on here today? What do you think of any of the rumours, any of the dealings that I talked about? I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Otherwise, guys, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, or subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Both things will be greatly appreciated. And thank you all for watching and listening. I've been Fletch, the Football Observer. This has been another Transfer Talks video, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video.